rock while you ride. Show off your wheels. More and More Browns Valley Truck Equipment is a proud sponsor of Bike of the Night. And don't miss the Sound Off, powered by Man Cave for Men, where bikers let their voices be heard. Applebee's Bike Night, presented by American Legion, starting on April 23rd. Be there or be left in the dust.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 First Alert forecast. Overnight, clearing skies with a low of 66 degrees. On Thursday, sunny and pleasant, much less humid with a high of 84. Clear again on Thursday night with a low of 65. And on Friday, sunny and pleasant with a high of 87 degrees. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 First Alert forecast.
From the Floor Concept Studios, ESPN Radio, all sports, all the time. Kentuckiana sports leader, 102.7 WLME, Lewisport, 102.7 The Game.
On air.
102.7.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
Answers, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Lion Match High.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
What's up, man?
We're halfway home to Football Friday night, just a couple days away now, getting closer.
Well, you got to wait till Saturday, though.
I know, yeah. Well, I will enjoy Football Friday night, but I won't be calling Football Friday night. My Aces won't be on the field till Saturday down at the Rafferty's Bowl, and looking forward to highlighting that with Coach Morris. We'll talk about all the coaches' shows we'll have in action here in just a little bit. We also have, it's Hype Week this week, brought to you by Sports Country, and today's theme will be a coach's spotlight.
I'm looking forward to it.
I kind of broke that down into segments, so like different tiers.
Okay.
So I got 5 different tiers, a lot of coaches, some storylines. We'll break that down in segment 2. In segment 3, we'll talk a little SEC football.
Looking forward to it.
Break the monotony a little bit, just going strictly local. We've been hammering home a lot of high school football this week, rightfully so. We'll look at the SEC, and on the back half in the last segment, above all roofing, true or false, a lot of national flavor.
I think all of mine are either national or regional.
Yeah, I got some college stuff in there as well. But setting in here on the first segment, if you're watching on the live stream, you can already see that out there on YouTube, which is the live stream brought to you by Legendary Pool and Spa. Give them a call at 270-316-1007. The man of the hour, the voice of the Red Devils, is here with us today, Mr. Dan Bartlett.
Dude, I'm excited to be here. Football season's upon us, my friend.
Yeah, man. And yesterday I kind of, I saw your video, Dan, out there hyping up the Goodwood show tomorrow with D-Mark. And yesterday on the show, I kind of challenged Catholic. We'll see who can draw the most fans for week 1 of the coaches show.
What team's that?
The Owensboro Catholic Ace.
You guys are now bitter rivals.
Never heard of them. Is that a new team?
Check week 4 for the past 3 years. You might remember us. I don't know. This is weird to me. I'm just getting in the swing. Am I doing this right, Aces fans?
You are doing it right, Steve.
You're
doing it right. It's going to be fun. You might see me over at the coaches show tonight, just standing in the corner, just watching.
Yeah, I mean, come on out, man. We'd love to have you. And all Aces fans come out tonight to Old Hickory. Looking forward to it. The debut of the Jason Morris Show, 6:30 tonight on K-News, which will be your home for Owensboro Catholic Athletics this season, except for Saturday. Saturday, to be clear, since it's a standalone night, we'll have it on The Game this week. But
plus, Western's playing too at the same time, so it's
facilitate. And what the thing is once this week passes, then it'll be easy. It's always going to be on K-News 101.3, and I'll hammer that home tonight at Old Hickory. But it's not just me in action tonight. How about you got Tell City, you got Aaron going over to Home Mutual Insurance. Will bring you the Tell City Coach Webb Coach's Show. And then Jalen's cutting out of here to head over to Gino's Pizza to cut an episode of Cougar Confidential, which will be available in podcast format. So we'll have a couple big shows tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about 3 big coaches shows, and then of course Dan's tomorrow. So it's this is the way of the world right now.
Yeah, and Dan, D-Mark comes in. Tell me about, because you've been around the program a little bit. You've been really
years now.
Digging in, and especially I feel like during this offseason, building into the kickoff, especially since the arrival of DeMarcus, you've kind of been plugged in a little bit over there. Talk about the energy around the program right now.
Right now, Coach right now just has it on a different level. I mean, nothing against Jay Fallon. He did a phenomenal job. But right now, DeMarcus Ganaway came in, just hit the ground running. And he loves to promote. And if you got a chance to talk to him, he's just fun to talk to. I mean, there's just energy around him, just the way he smiles out there and gets the crowd going and gets the players rallied around him. So I was excited just to see him just kind of come to life. And when he said he wanted to do the show no matter what. Mm-hmm. So we found a place for it. I think we found a pretty good place to have it down at Goodwood. And that'll be tomorrow night. But just being able to see him, just be able to talk. Talking to him is awesome.
There's not a better scene.
No,
when you're down there on the river. Steve and I did the
beautiful.
Wesleyan, football Tyrone Young show down there. It's great.
And I did a walkthrough the other day. We made sure everything's up. The best thing about it, if you have not been down to Goodwood, they've got an outdoor patio. Mm-hmm. So if it's weather's nights outside, you can sit outside. If you want to stay inside, you can stay inside. But they're going to hook our actual coaches show up to the entire restaurant. So it's going to be on the speakers throughout the entire restaurant. So I'm looking forward to that.
There you go.
It's a great partner down there in Goodwood. And like you say, it doesn't get much more pristine. And that'll be tomorrow night at
Correct. 6:30.
All Owensboro fans, I say listen if you can't be there.
Right.
But go down there and support and you wear your Red Devil gear. 10% off. Is that right?
That's what they told me. 10% off. They got different specials down there, but the biggest one, if you come down wearing your red and black, your Red Devil gear, you're going to get 10% off your bill.
There you go. And so looking forward to it. This is a little bit of a new venture, and you're you're the voice of the Devils, but is this the first time you've done like a structured show format? I know you have some experience in this.
A lot of my experience came in PA announcing.
Okay.
So as far as actually hosting a show, that's new to me. And being the play-by-play guy, I'm starting to really like that, come alive in it. I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. It's a little rough getting to go 2 years ago.
A lot better at it. I mean, not that you were bad in the beginning. It's just when you get settled in, you kind of find your rhythm, and you have a great team around you, too.
I have a great team around me over there. But, yes, a background in PA announcing. So I really like doing that. And Red Devils kind of went under Vic's wing over there, and he kind of threw me into the fire real quick. Said, hey, I'm leaving. By the way, it's yours. Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Steve's fault.
That was Steve's fault.
It's all right.
I stepped out on everyone last year, and then Vic had to take up my role, and then he's like, all right, Dan, I'm throwing you into the fire. It's a pretty good fire to be thrown into.
It is awesome. And
being the voice of the Devils.
I absolutely love being up there at Rash Stadium, and I've been around high school football for a long time, and I told Vic, there's really no other experience like there is in a Rash Stadium. Being in that stadium and being up in the press box and all the history there, and I love calling a game there.
That's the best place to call a game because you're literally hanging over the field. They don't build stadiums like that anymore.
Well, for the Devils fans, whether you can make the trip to the coaches show or not, that's one thing. It'll be on tomorrow there as you can follow along. But the big thing is for the Aces fan or the Devils fans that can't make the trip to Louisville, which is a little bit taller task. St. X will have it for you on WVJS, Dan and Company, and David Howard coming on board.
David Howard will be a caller guy this year. Looking forward to that. So it's still going to be the Dan and David show over there, just a little different David.
Right.
But looking forward to it. We're going to have a great season.
They must love him because you remember the first time I went to go call a game at St. X? Originally, they stuck me over on that visitor's press box.
Yeah, that's why they put Caleb.
Right. But now I had Mark Blakenbaker with me. He pulled some strings, got us moved. They putting Dan in the main press box right off the bat.
Taking the elevator straight to the top, my friend.
That is where you belong. I talked to David this past weekend about joining up with you, and super excited. Former quarterback over at Apollo, so he knows the ropes a little bit. Be a good tandem.
And I think he was D-Mark's quarterback too, wasn't he?
He was at college at KWC over there. So that little history between the two, the families go back way back and everything. So it's good to have him because he's got that experience in football, the break down plays for me, tell me the coverage, go for it. And I'm just going to be the excitement guy, telling you what's on that field and bringing it to you live.
That's it. That's me. I'm you on the Catholic broadcast. We'll have Nick over there with years of experience. He's coached. Obviously, he'll be the brains of the operation, and then you'll have the professor Chris Riley to give you just the solid stone cold facts.
Well, no offense,
football.
but that's not a great compliment when his tag team partners are you and Chris Riley.
He's the brains.
It doesn't take much to have the brains of that operation. So it's not really a compliment you're giving, Steve.
No, and I got to talk to Nick a little bit, man. Super excited about the new teams this year. I feel like we're at Fox or CBS getting ready for the NFL, and everybody's kind of creating their own broadcast teams, and we're going to have a group that's together throughout the year, and then when me and you will still have our time together, Vic.
Yes.
I want you to get jealous.
No, I'm not.
We will still have
right here live at 5 and Kentucky Wesleyan.
Soft music in the background.
We'll still have Wesleyan together, and looking forward to being over at Steele tomorrow with Coach Young ahead of the purple-white scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing. That's always one of our favorite things to do is do the Wesleyan stuff, and then on LME. on Friday night. I've got Coach Briggins coming on board with me. And what's crazy is, here's what's crazy. I just want him. I don't need the Coach Briggins I had Monday on Beyond the Bench where it looked like him and Payne were going to fight coming over the table. Yeah. And, it was a trivia question.
Yeah, man. So great teams across the board, man. We'll have 6 big games. So you're going to want to download the Owensboro Radio app. 5 games this Friday night, 1 on Saturday. And it's a great spot. Listen, I took Fridays off last year for the first time in a decade, and I really kind of enjoyed sitting home and getting that high school red zone, whether it was the live streams from Grayson County or the red zone from us. I mean, there was so many different things I could tune into, and it was like I was locked into 8 different games on a Friday night, and you can do that too on the Owensboro Radio app. We'll have you definitely covered, and if you missed any of the game action, well, Friday Night Lights is back. Friday Night Lights Out is back this year.
Yeah, it starts Friday. Dave will join me approximately 10:30. He'll be on the road back from Louisville, and so we'll be on by phone, and I'm sure we'll reach out to Coach Edge or Coach Ganaway or somebody that has a big Friday night. See if we can get them as a guest, but we'll set you up. Friday Night Lights Out every Friday, approximately 10:30, and it's with Floor Concepts right here in the Floor Concept studio.
Absolutely. And then today, if you go on Facebook, be sure and follow 1027 on all social media platforms. But Pick'em contest,
it's up,
hot off the presses. Get out there. I've had a lot of people ask me about it this week. It's posted, so you can get your picks in the comments.
And it's pinned right at the top of the 1027 The Game Facebook page. Here's the thing. If you see it from being shared, you have to go to 1027 The Game's Facebook page and put your winners in the comment section. We're not going to hunt everywhere it's down there.
Yeah,
so you have to go to 1027 The Game Facebook page and put your winners in the comment and then give us a score of the game of the week, Apollo Murray for tiebreaker.
Yeah, you can text us through the show today. Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. Subscribe and like on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube. Courtesy of Legendary Pool and Spa. It is Hype Week. Big shout out to Sports Country for coming on board. If you need your sports apparel, 317 Park Plaza Drive. Don't forget about our friends at Grex Construction, Farmers Home Furniture, Feltz Locks and Alarm, and Backwoods Spray Foam. Big time sponsors for the show here all week long. We're leading into Hype Week. I was got a message on the text line and thought that maybe I had missed my best friend's birthday today. When you're off Facebook, like I deleted Facebook,
right?
Birthdays have kind of become the bane of my existence because. So I did. Here's the thing, though. I did take him to lunch today.
There you go.
That makes up for it.
But
he brought me a gift. He brought me a signed Harrison Smith Vikings jersey.
Whoa, that would have been. That's like the gold standard for you,
man. That is.
You got to become a better friend, Steve.
You got some good friends.
You do.
Oh, he's the best, man. Brian Sumner,
at least you didn't pull a Briggins.
Is the best.
At least you didn't pull a Briggins.
What, get a crock pot?
No, he forgot his wife's birthday. He forgot it. Like, we were getting ready to what time we needed to schedule. He's like, guys, I don't know. I forgot my wife's birthday. We got to figure it out. So there you go.
It's going to be an embarrassing text coming up here pretty soon. So be on the lookout, Brian, because I missed it today. At least I got the lunch.
There you go.
At least I have that. But
did you at least tell him happy birthday at lunch, or did you just?
We talked about his birthday, and then I was like, is today?
That's bad, Steve.
That's bad.
You had lunch with him on his birthday.
Didn't wish him happy birthday.
That's bad.
And he brought you a gift.
I'm the worst and he brought me a gift.
Hey, listen, who was it?
At least I'm admitting
Hold
it.
On,
like,
who
I
was
feel
it?
like if I'm getting it out there, it's like I'm getting it off.
What's his name?
Brian Sumner.
Okay,
host
Brian.
of the Dude What podcast.
Yeah, Brian. If you need a new best friend, I'm available. I mean, if you're giving gifts on your birthday,
like a Harrison Smith jersey, man, that's kind of ruined the whole first segment.
There you go.
I feel terrible. But no, and we get back, man. We got the games across the board. You'll have Apollo and Murray here on Friday night. You'll have Dan up at St. X as they take on, or Owensboro takes on St. X. And Dan, have you looked at St. X at all? Have you started to dive into them at all?
I looked at their stats from last year, the people they brought back. Other than that, I have not looked at any film on there. I just want to see what the Red Devils do. You got a new regime coming in, but as far as who they brought back, they've got some talent.
No, they do.
They've got some talent.
They do.
So let's see what the hype meets the paper on.
And I will say,
Friday.
everything I've heard on film, they look pretty impressive.
They do. No, man. And Bluegrass Prep seems there's a consensus out there that this may be the the real number one team in the state. Now Trinity's right up there, right? But
Trinity returns basically everybody for the state championship team.
But
we'll see.
That St. X Trinity rivalry is certainly a thing. But
Red Devils will be jumping in the deep end. Let's put it that way.
No doubt, no doubt about it. And I feel like it's kind of a house money game.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you go up there and you're competitive and you don't see signs of shooting yourself in the foot. If you just go up there and maybe just get beat by one of the best 6A programs in the state, I don't think there's any shame in that. It's kind of how you look doing it, I guess, will be what I'll be looking for from the Devils. But, man, tell the folks what they can expect tomorrow night down at Goodwood, Dan. You going to be bringing the pain?
We've got an awesome show planned for you guys tomorrow night at 6:30. They got great food down at Goodwood. Coach Ganaway is just incredible to talk to. They got the 10% off. Bring your Red Devils gear. And listen, we went down. We'd spared no expense. So we've got a sweet setup already set up down there. It's going to be a great show.
Dan's already got a leg up on me. He put a commercial out.
Well, not just that.
Man,
hold on.
Wait till you see my table.
He got his own tablecloth. You ought to see this tablecloth.
It's got a pitchfork coming over the top. Have fun, Steve.
Man.
Have fun.
Yeah, you're behind the times with Dan.
Come on
Dan's
now.
gone full bore on this.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I'm going to be having some pulled pork or some sliced pork, maybe some barbecue chicken here in just a little bit at one of the best restaurants in Owensboro, Old Hickory. Don't forget, Aces fans, Jason Moore's Coach's Show, 6:30 tonight. You going to hang out with us for a minute, or you out of here?
I got to get to the church, guys. I got to get to church tonight.
That's right.
He's got to go down there.
You got to go hang out with kids.
I got to hang out with kids tonight. That's right.
The Kids Town is where it's at, man. And Dan, you do a great job with that as well, man. And good luck to you over there. But we'll pause it for Karen Gross, realtor with Remax Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810 or find her at KarenGross.net. Listen to Live at 5, 1027 The Game.
Attorneys at Foreman, Watson, Holtree have handled thousands of car wreck cases. We know how a serious car wreck can change your life forever. If you've been injured in an automobile wreck, the attorneys you choose to represent you is critical. Put our reputation and resources to work for you. Let us fight your battles and wage your wars. Find out why FWH Legal is an award-winning car wreck firm. Foreman, Watson, Holtree. Get justice. Down.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
In September, Sports Country is celebrating 10 years. The last 10 years, we've seen the rise of social media, the pandemic, and in sports, we saw the rise of new rivalries, World Cups, the creation of the transfer portal. For Sports Country, they saw a location change in Owensboro and the addition of a second location in Bowling Green. Thank you for supporting them for 10 years as they celebrate all September. Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shammy's Car Wash, Owensboro's #1 sports fan store. Search Sports Country on Facebook for events and specials.
Step into luxury at Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Discover the largest humidor in the tri-state area within our newly remodeled and expanded lounge. Now open Monday through Thursday 11 to 8, Friday and Saturday 11 to 10, and Sunday 1 to 6. It's the perfect place to slow down and relax. Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Smoke, sip, socialize.
At Farmers Home Furniture, we take pride in our hometown. Our tradition is making our customers feel like family and their homes comfortable with name brand furnishings. Whether unwinding in a Lazy Boy recliner or sleeping better on a Sealy mattress, America's #1 brand, we offer personalized service to build lasting relationships, providing an easy, convenient shopping experience, plus in-house financing. Shop in store or online. Farmers Home Furniture, your hometown store.
When Kentucky storms hit, you need a company you can trust. Grex Construction is your local expert, licensed right here in the Bluegrass State, with years of experience repairing storm and hail damage. We specialize in insurance claims assistance so you can get the repairs you need without the stress. Our high-quality roofing solutions are built for Kentucky's weather, protecting your home or business year-round. Don't wait for small damage to become a big problem. Call Grex Construction at 270-996-1115 or visit grexroof.com today.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. Big thanks to Dan Bartlett, voice of the Red Devils, for stopping by. And Dan, he just brings the energy, man.
He does. He absolutely does.
I was a little tired when I got here. You could probably tell by the beginning of the show, but now I'm re-energized. Kind of feel like it's a little bit of a competition, to be honest. So, Dan, I'm going to bring the heat tonight. So, Aces fans, be ready. It's going to be a good time. And Coach Morris is always fun to talk to. So
he's a great interview every time.
And speaking of coaches, between D-Mark and Coach Morris and Coach Wagner, who'll be on Cougar Confidential, Coach Webb, in the Tell City with Aaron, courtesy of Home Mutual Insurance. It's Hype Week.
It is.
The theme today is the coach's spotlight, right? So we spotlight. And as I was doing this, I'm like, well, how are we going to go through this? So as I started putting the names down, I was like, well, all these guys that I'm putting down have storylines, but they're all different storylines. But a couple of them are in the same, category.
Yeah, okay.
So I got 5 categories,
all right? Give them to me.
My first category would be unknowns. Mm-hmm. Taking over great programs. Okay. And when I say unknowns, I don't mean that as an insult. I just mean we haven't seen them. We're not real familiar with them. They'll start in Henderson. They started yesterday in the top 5. Mm-hmm. At number 5, Coach Elliott comes in with 48 years of coaching experience. We both raved about him on Media Day, taking over a tradition-rich Henderson program with a lot of history. He's coached at Evansville North. He's coached
coached at Henderson.
Coached at Henderson on the defensive side, I think, a couple times. And then at Meade, you got Coach Powers, who comes in from a Division I football program that led the nation in rushing.
Well, won 11 games last year.
I mean, just a very solid college football program at the highest level.
Yes.
And now taking the reins of a tradition-rich Meade program, which is turning the page, I feel like, from a very fruitful class, and now you're trying to rebuild it kind of from the ground up. You do have a couple pieces there, but there is some questions, I feel like, around both programs. I think the way I choose to look at it is just, obviously Rome wasn't built in a day, so neither one of these guys are going to be held to a super high standard in year one. I think maybe just a winning season would probably be a victory for both of them.
Right. And I think if you're Meade, you could look at it. And I also think Henderson. I mean, overall, the aspirations is, I do think both these teams, if they play well, are going to be competitive in their districts and have a shot there a little bit.
Absolutely.
And so to me, that's what it's all about is, how. And I think, Coach Elliott even talked about that. Like the first 6 games they play are all like practice games to get ready for those 3 district games right there, in weeks 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way you have to look at it.
That's a good message because, that's what it's all building towards district play. And I'm just curious to see the identity of what Coach Powers brings to the table because Coach Mofield, you kind of knew what you were going to get. I mean, there was years though where Coach Mofield
he was so good though
would
about adapt. Yeah, and I know a lot of times Coach Mofield for years it was the ground and pound game and play great defense. And then there was one year he took the running back and put him at quarterback and spread the field and it became a whole different offense
in the middle of the season.
Right? Yeah, I think they were like 0-3 at that time, 0-4. But I think with Coach Powers' background, playing quarterback there, playing quarterback at IU, taking some things he learned, up at Army, at West Point. And I think he's going to be, I will be surprised if, 5 years from now, we don't look back and he's one of the better offensive coaches in the area.
I don't have any doubt. That's a massive hire for Meade. And it's just going to, I feel like, if you're judging him by wins and losses in year one, I think you're just missing it.
100%.
So, I think it's going to be a great hire in the long term for Meade. We'll move it over. How about new to our area, but elite? And that is, there's really only one guy that fits that category, and it's Todd Wilkerson from Heritage Hills.
Yes.
We've known him from a distance. We admired Heritage Hills program from a distance. We've never really covered them before, but you know the name Todd Wilkerson. I mean, 110 wins, only 44 defeats, 2 state runners-up, and defending state champs now. And so you add another just incredible coach into this list of great coaches that we already have.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun to watch this team all year long, in more in depth than what we have in the past. We've always, like I said, you always kind of watch them from a distance. But getting him and the way he talked and the way he handled himself in Media Day and how that all went with his entire team, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing just how they, how they transition away in different running backs. Meredith graduate, and then the defense. You've lost a lot on defense. You know you got Goldsberry. You know you got Ruxer. You're going to have a high profile offense. You got those moving company guys up front, man, that are really going to be good. But I'm curious, when you win a title, then you jump up in class. A little different for us here in Kentucky. They do a little different in Indiana. How that program handles that with such a high-profile quarterback, and a lot of expectations come along with that. So we'll see how Heritage Hills fields the team this year, and I feel like Coach Wilkerson obviously enters as one of the best coaches in our area. You got the old trustees. That's this category, right? The old trustees. We kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday if you listen to the show, and just a handful of guys really fell into that category for me. Zach Wagner from McLean, Bob Eubanks from Hancock County, and then the longest tenured coach in our area, Brent Hoddle.
I was going to say, surely he's in
old
the
trusty.
Surely he's in your old trusty category.
We're getting to the point where the Webbs in Tell City are old trustees.
Right, it's just a different one.
Yeah, but it's been that stamp on the program. And like I said yesterday, you can envision all four of those programs, and you kind of know what they're going to look like.
Yes.
Even with what's the personnel, who they lose, who they keep. It doesn't really matter. You know what they're going to look like. You know the brand of football they're
right.
going to play.
They have, and especially, the wing tee, and then now that Eubanks with Garrison, they kind of set their stamp in what their personality is going to be, and then work to find people to fit that. So I think I love that category. I think you're completely right.
Yeah, and there's guys we've kind of gotten to know, and like I say, you know what to expect out of those programs. And then as I sorted through, like I say, I'm putting the names down. I started thinking, man, the 12th district is probably the most underrated. I know there's not districts in football, to be clear. We're not going off basketball.
Well, there are, but
baseball,
it's not like our third region district.
Right, third region districts. I classify them into the 12th. But so, Edmonson County, right? Vessel's Coach of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago? Butler County Coach Embry, Coach of the Year. So, I think maybe that's slept on a little bit.
And with the job Coach Jones has done at Grayson.
Yeah, and again, he kind of falls in almost getting into that old trusty category where they're going to run the football and they're going to play defense. They're going to take the football away. That's really their identity. But don't sleep on those coaches down there in that the basketball realm of 12th district.
Right, and Butler, with the new Coach Robbins, and I'm curious. I'm really curious to watch because he talked about this on media that he was hired so late last year. Into this, it was really kind of hard to set a culture, and you got such a late start of setting the tone and what you wanted. I want to see how year 2 is when they've been with him a whole year and you get a whole offseason with him. I think that could be a very good plus for Butler County.
Yeah, my only real question out of the 12th is who's going to coach Trinity's 1A team. Because I throw them in the mix soon. No, I have no idea. Literally,
hey, you got the new school. Go ahead and build a football field.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested. I'm here for it. If Trinity decides to jump into football, it'd be a fun story
to coach.
Oh, I'll coach them. Yeah, sure. I don't know how good of a coach you're going to get.
Listen, if you're looking for one, I got one for you, Trinity. If you're just listening, Kirkpatrick, if you're out there listening, Caleb Farkas.
He's a rising star. Right?
Caleb Farkas.
I could see that. And he's already working with smaller numbers and getting the most, right? So it kind of fits in. We're getting way ahead of ourselves because I don't even think Trinity's discussing it, but it's just something we like to throw out there.
There's been talks about it. Yeah. I will say that.
That's a great idea, in my opinion. Now, you might think, well, you missed a couple guys on the old trustees, or you missed a couple guys on the unknowns taking over great programs. Well, I'll just blanket the city because I feel like, the 9th district schools, the Owensboro schools, all have intrigue at the coaching spot.
100%.
Tonight we'll hear from Coach Morris, 6:30 on K News. But you look at 68-27 since he's been at Owensboro Catholic. He's only had 2 losses in 2 years, which just so happens to be in the state championship game. So a lot of recent success there.
I'm pretty sure it's the last 38 games, they're 35-3.
Yeah, I mean, on an absolute heater right now. Of course, Brady Atwell, was a huge part of that. Vince Carrico, I feel like, was a massive part of that. And it's going to be, to me, fascinating to see how this coaching staff puts these guys in position, because this is a totally different offensive style. I feel like you're going to have to adapt. Now, granted, they already had guys before them that had great success, so it's not like the program was just built on the back of Brady Atwell and Vince Carrico. There's just turning the page. And for my money, one of the best overall coaching staffs in the state. And it's proven, I think.
Yeah, I think, and that's what's so great. I mean, I think, that coach, and, I think the staff changed. And I think Coach Morris changed a lot when his brother came on board to be the OC, kind of took some off his plate and allowed him to relax a little bit. But, Lantham, who's been there forever, Pride, been there forever. That whole staff is great.
No doubt. No, and it's really just about maintaining it, right? I mean, because you've been to the state championship game 2 years in a row now. Can you maintain that with a new core of leaders who are very talented as well? And how about the old trustee? This is an old trustee.
I was wrong. I do want to correct myself.
Okay.
It's 34 of the last 37, not 35 of the last 38
Missed
games.
it by one game.
Missed it by a game.
There you go. Coach John Edge over at Apollo, multiple state title appearances there.
3, I believe.
Three. It's been it's been a little while. It's been a process. He goes to South Spencer. It was a buzzsaw over there with the schedule they had to play. He comes back to Apollo, and he had some success there with Masterson and those guys early on. They beat Henderson over there, had that really good year. But the whole thing, I feel like, is kind of built to this season.
Yeah, I think they were 7-4 that first year, running the football, but yeah, I'm like you. I think we've said it all along. I'm buying Apollo and I'm buying heavy stock in them. The expectations is very high. We'll find out. And I think if I would be I think Coach Edge would be the first to tell you, if this is not a 6-7 win team, I think he'd be a little disappointed.
Yeah, for sure. I can tell you the expectation level is high on the sidelines in the locker room and in the school over there at Apollo. And then how about some new guys, right? Coach Q Wallace isn't so new. I mean, he's stepping back into a program where he ran the defense, and I feel like they had their best run in school history there, and now taking over the helm. And so it gives you that interesting, aspect of how it's going to be with what's it going to look like? How's he going to put his separate stamp on it? And I've said this already on the show a bunch of times, but just look at the way the kids have reacted to him, and I think you can see it was a successful hire already.
Yeah, it reminds me on a smaller scale of like when Notre Dame announced Marcus Freeman to the players, and and you just felt like, hey, maybe not right now, but in the future you can see where it's growing. I think that's Davis County
for sure, no doubt. And then last but certainly not least, you got DeMarcus Ganaway coming in, fresh off a stint at Mandarin down in Florida, which is about the highest level of high school football you're going to find. And now coming back to the Owensboro area, taking over the Red Devils program, one of the most tradition-rich programs in the state of Kentucky. And it's just going to be interesting to see, the new wrinkles from the Red Devils. Coach Fallon, I feel like Coach Fallon was kind of a disciple of Coach Prince.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of one and the same. And I feel like that's a good compliment for Coach Fallon. So, you had that consistency through that long stretch since we've been covering Owensboro.
Right.
Really. So this is exciting in the sense that there wasn't that it was bad before, but it's different. It's new life, new energy, and it's just different. So I think that has got Owensboro fans just at a fever pitch.
Well, here's the thing. You talked about the tradition-rich of Owensboro, over 800 wins, state titles, everything about what Owensboro's about. 5 straight state semifinals. In the last 6 years, they went to 5 straight. Last year they didn't, but the last 2 years. No, it's just last year. So everything about that. But you bring in this new coach, and look at his background in high school. Played at Ben Davis, a national power, when he played there. Then all their coach did is went on and coached at IU.
Right.
Then they talk about coaching down at Mandarin, and then so I think this is a guy
all the way to the NFL. He was in the Jets organization.
Right. I think this
played at Wesleyan. Yeah.
This is a guy that understands what big-time high school programs need to be doing, how they need to be run, and so I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I think the CEO aspect of it, at least from my perspective, is A+ so far. I mean,
and the promotional part of it.
Yeah, he was not going to let the coaches show go by the wayside. That was going to get done. The promotion on social media, I feel like, has been great. And now it's just got to, that's just half the battle.
No, you got to win.
The games start on Friday night.
Listen, you can promote all you want at Owensboro, but the Owensboro Red Devil faithful, one that I am, we expect wins.
Yeah, that's right. But I think that's the pressure that you want. I talked to Coach Edge a little bit, and I said, there's this huge. He's like, man, that's the kind of pressure you want.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be like, oh man, if we can scrape together 4 wins, it'll be fun. It should be. We expect to win 8 or 9 games, and then that's the pressure you want at the highest level. But we got a great group of area coaches, and it should be fun to watch the entire season this year under those. And we'll hear from a lot of them on Friday Night Lights Out.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Every Friday
Can't
night.
wait.
Talk a little SEC football next, live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Break-ins happen every day, but they don't have to happen to you. Feltz Lock and Alarm has the security solutions to keep your home, business, and family safe. Locks, alarms, cameras, safes. We've got it all. Plus, we install and service everything we sell. Serving Evansville, Jasper, Owensboro, and the entire tri-state for over 85 years. Call 812-473-4000 now for your free security inspection or visit feltzonline.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Lock it down with Feltz Lock and Alarm.
Make the most of every lawn with Kubota commercial landscaping equipment. From the productivity-boosting Z700 series mower to the reliable SVL track loader. It's a lineup built to get the job done right. Because when your reputation is on the line, you need equipment that will never let you down. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Check us out today at Hagen's Outdoor Equipment with 3 locations to serve you. Highway 54 in Philpott, Salem Drive in Owensboro, and Power Machinery on Highway 41 in Hanson. We appreciate your business.
Southwire in Hallsville has been family-owned since 1950 and strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
The Port Youth Center offers a new way to engage young adults who are coping with mental health and substance use challenges by reducing barriers to mental health services. They offer free counseling, career planning, life skills training, and peer services, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Services are provided at no cost. Whether you need someone to talk to or just a place to hang out, we are here. Give us a call at 270-684-0449 or online at theporthenderson.com.
Need insulation you can feel good about? Backwoods Spray Foam Coatings and Concrete Lifting is your father and son team for residential and commercial projects, new construction, or existing buildings. From spray foam installation, polyair coatings, and spray foam roofing to crawl space encapsulation and concrete lifting, we do it all. Save big on energy bills, stop air and moisture leaks, and enjoy a more comfortable, healthier home. Call 270-314-0032 today for your free quote. Backwoods Spray Foam, the best insulation money can buy.
And now, more Live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. And we're going to take a little break from high school. We've been kind of hammering it home all week. This back half of the program be a lot of national topics. And then don't forget, I'll be over at the Jason Moore's Coach Show, Old Hickory. Come on out, hang out, 6:30. Great food.
Gonna get you some mutton.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something. I don't know why. It's always hard to pick. I mean, I got to decide: is it chicken? Is it mutton? Is it pork?
It's always mutton.
Figure it out.
It's always mutton.
That's Amber's go-to.
It's always.
I'm a sliced pork guy too.
No, it's always.
I like chicken there too, and the ribs. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean,
that's true.
As I'm talking about it, I'm
getting hungry,
making it even harder to decide. But I want to give a shout out as we get into this to Diamond Lanes, Midtown there on the corner of 19th and Triplet, Diamond Lane South, Carlton Drive, and Diamond Lanes Echo in Henderson. They offer Quarter Mania every Tuesday and Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. So check them out at Diamond Lanes. Primetime bowling destination.
Got a lot of leagues going on right now, too, so you can always find a league. I had some friend of mine that was out there bowling and getting their handicap to start out with. Like, that's when you want to bowl bad.
Yeah.
Let me sandbag that thing. Get me a high handicap. I like your golf game.
I'm out there checking it out. Man, I tell you, the competition's fierce. I go over there and support Alan sometimes. And I can tell you, it's a fun environment over there at Diamond Lanes. Alan's getting his handicap together for the fall league.
There you go. There you go.
He's out there somewhere practicing. But so are the SEC teams. Let's jump into this. And I didn't know how we were going to present this. It's one thing to do predictions. So I kind of wanted to go and just see what everybody was saying. College football, it's so hard unless you're tied into the teams. You really almost are just going off expectations of a coach, and a program, because the rosters are
changed so
fluid,
much. Yes,
right?
for most schools.
So it's tough. So I went through and I'm reading, I'm studying a little bit about the SEC across the board and what the experts are saying. And so I found this list on CBS Sports where all their top people were polled or whatever, and they did the underrated teams and the overrated teams in the SEC. So I'm going to run through the overrated first, and you tell me if you're buying or selling them being overrated.
Gotcha, 100%.
Right? Overrated, the number 5, Ole Miss.
I want to sell that because I think they're rated about right.
About right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I view Ole Miss.
The
points they made was last year's team was so hyped, and on paper they were one of the better. Kind of like you got with Kentucky, but on a much smaller scale at Ole Miss, and they underachieved a little bit. And this year's group on paper doesn't look as good. So why do we expect them to be better?
Right.
And I think that was the point they were trying to make.
I'm all for it.
So we'll see. Lane Kiffin and company. He'll be
fine.
Mid. I mean, I'm just saying it is what it is. To expect any more would be to expect him to be better than he's been.
There you go.
So South Carolina, overrated.
No, I do not buy that. I'm selling that. I think South Carolina is really good. I think the quarterback's really good. Beamer's done a great job there. I think South Carolina is another 9. I think I look at them at 8 or 9 wins.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the same mantra with them. Like this roster doesn't look as good as last year's roster, so how can we expect them to win more games? I think they're about where they need to be. Yeah. The overrated ones, I don't know. We'll see. To get anything next to it would be interesting. How about Florida?
Florida is overrated?
Yes.
Whew.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at like, okay, just for example, the consensus. I did consensus rankings.
Okay.
1 to 16 between ESPN, Fox, and CBS.
Where do they have Florida ranked?
And they had Florida at 7.
That's not overrated. I think that's where Florida.
I think Florida's a little overrated.
I don't think so. With that quarterback, as long as his quarterback stays healthy, Langway, look out. That's all I'm tell you.
Well, Napier, we had him on the hot.
He's been on my hot seat. Hold on, he's been on my hot seat for since he got the Florida job. I'm telling you, he saved that job when he went to the new quarterback. He turned it around. I think Florida is in for a really good season. I have them right in the middle of the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, 7's maybe high for me, so I would say slightly overrated at where I'm at. How about Tennessee? The consensus had them at 9. And for me, I think that's probably about right. It probably doesn't seem super overrated to me.
If anything, I would say it's maybe a hair underrated. I think Tennessee will win. I think
they were really down on Tennessee,
right? And then some of that has to do with who they lost and the quarterback and what's going on. So I would probably just hold that. I wouldn't buy or sell it. I would hold it and kind of see what it looks like.
And here's the last one, the number 1.
It's got to be one team.
Texas.
Ooh,
is the number 1 most overrated.
You know who they're missing the most?
CBS Sports, to be clear.
The one I keep hearing about everybody talking about how good it's going to be and the completely overrated is where's Oklahoma in all this, because they're terrible.
Okay, well there you go. So you don't believe Texas is you're buying Arch Manning. Because when I say overrated, they're the number 1 team, right?
I think they're going to be they're going to be in the top 1, 2, or 3. I think they're right there in the hunt.
And you're buying that with Arch. You think Arch is that guy?
Name me a Manning that hasn't been that guy. All That's all I can tell you.
I'm just trying to put the heat on you.
Like granddad, dad, uncle, other. I mean, name me a guy. It's not one.
I'm not buying Texas is overrated.
I'm not
I think they're right where they need to be. This is the underrated.
I mean, Notre Dame's going to beat Texas in the national championship game.
Oh, I'm in. I'm all for it. Most underrated, they had LSU.
I agree.
Underrated?
Yes, I think this is a team.
Like the consensus has them at 4. I mean, so they're better than.
Listen, I think the 3 teams to me in the SEC, and the only reason I can't pick LSU is because Brian Kelly's your coach, and he'll find a way to screw it up. I think the 3 best teams in the SEC are Texas, Georgia, and LSU.
That's fair.
I'm going LSU, very underrated.
Okay,
they are scary good.
All right,
now Kelly will screw it up.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, they're always underrated.
Elko. Good job. Yeah.
I mean, they're always underrated, and I love Elko, and they're always underrated because they're not Texas.
They came on strong at the end of the year. You want to see if and the logic in the underrated is that they will carry that momentum into this season. So, but they had them at 6 consensus. I think that's probably about right.
That's probably about right.
Missouri being underrated.
No, Missouri's always overrated, period.
Well, and Oklahoma's next.
No, Oklahoma.
Underrated.
No, Oklahoma. I'm telling you, Oklahoma's. They're going to struggle to go 6-6 again, all right? Because their guy is a defensive coordinator. He's not head coach material.
The last team that's underrated, Auburn. Like they were on the Auburn train. I mean,
hey, they just added 4 national titles to the number. So I mean, they got to be
that
like
helps.
you can like pull. Listen,
helps.
when's Notre Dame going to say, "Hey, we have 24 national titles"?
Right.
No, I mean, I think Hugh Freeze is a great coach, or has been in the past. He just struggled there. He's on the hot seat. It depends on. Are you saying they're underrated if you have them at 13th and they finished 10th? I mean, I could maybe see that happening. But I have Kentucky winning at Auburn this year, one of Kentucky's 4 wins.
Well, let me run through it. And since we already kind of spoiled the top, I'll go from the top down.
Okay.
And you just tell me if they're too high or too low as I go through. This is the consensus. I went through and added it up. ESPN, Fox, or CBS Sports.
Okay.
So, all right. They got 13 of the 16 bowl eligible.
That wouldn't surprise me.
16
that wouldn't
bowl.
surprise me.
That's 6 wins or more for 13 up.
Well, you're in the SEC, you're guaranteed 4 wins
Right.
pretty much,
Yeah,
and then all you got to do is
yeah.
find a way to get 2 conference wins.
All right. So Texas at 1.
Yes.
Georgia at 2.
Yes.
And then Bama at 3. You already told us that you like LSU.
I like LSU there.
Would you have Bama at 4?
Probably.
Okay. So you're okay with the top 4 somewhat. They got Ole Miss at 5.
That's probably a little high for me because I would probably go Florida over Ole Miss and South Carolina over Ole Miss.
Okay. All right. So they have A&M at 6. And
I like
Florida
that.
at 7.
Yeah.
So you already told
I
us.
like all 3 of those schools better than Ole Miss.
And South Carolina at 8.
Yeah, I like give me Florida, Texas A&M, and South Carolina all above Ole Miss.
And then who are you taking, Ole Miss or Tennessee? Tennessee's 9.
I would go Ole Miss right now
Slightly.
because I just can't. I hate that orange color.
Then you got Missouri at 10.
Okay.
Auburn at 11.
Okay.
Oklahoma at 12. So I mean, to me, that's probably about right. I mean, honestly, I know that it seems like they are getting overhyped in the national poll, but when you
Right.
start to break down the consensus, the SEC is a whole conference, whole league in itself.
It
It
is.
really
It is. It is.
And then you got Vandy at 13.
Okay.
Which
I like Vandy better than Oklahoma.
I feel like that's a low. I would like Vandy better than Oklahoma, Auburn, or Missouri.
I would too.
So I think they're low. Arkansas at 14, Kentucky at 15. Mississippi State.
I'm going to go. I would go Mississippi State at 14, Arkansas at 15, and Kentucky at 16.
You're going Kentucky last.
I think Kentucky goes 0-8 or 1-7 in the SEC play.
I wouldn't be. I think Kentucky's underrated at 15 by even just a couple spots. I don't know.
Where's your SEC wins going to come from?
We already went through this a million times. I got them at 5. All right, I got
you
them
got to
at
win in 5 SEC games or 5 games total.
5 games total.
All right, so then you got the. I'm assuming
right,
the 3
right.
non-conference games outside of Louisville.
Auburn. They'll find a way to win at least one more.
Florida, South Carolina, Vandy.
They'll find a way to win one more.
Okay, all right,
one
that's
more.
fine.
They'll find a way to win it.
I got you.
So the playoff. How many playoff teams do you have for SEC this year?
I think 3 will make it.
3.
I'm going to go Texas. I'm
Just
going to
3?
go Georgia, and I'm going to go LSU.
That's who they have: Texas, Georgia, Bama, LSU.
I've got 3. I think you're going to probably get 3 Big Ten teams in it. I think you're going to get Ohio State, Penn State, and probably Oregon again. I don't see there's a path for them to get another 4th. Who knows? I just don't think USC's there. Then you got the ACC. You got Clemson. I think ACC probably gets 2 in again this year. I like Clemson, and I like SMU too again, or a Miami or Louisville. And then the Big 12. The Big 12's like wide open. Who knows what's going to happen there? You may get a 4th SEC school. It's possible.
So it'll be the team to keep an eye on, though. I think the most intriguing team is LSU.
Yeah,
because they have the potential to win a national title,
or
they have the potential to
7-5.
tank.
Yes, be
because
7-5.
Kelly, I just don't trust him too much. The betting favorite has Texas over Georgia in the SEC championship game. Now, that's the favored prognostication, I think, for most betting outlets.
I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to lean towards Texas beating LSU.
I like it.
That's what I'm going to pick.
Like you said, the Kelly thing gives me pause, man.
I would love to see like week 1 of the college football playoffs, LSU traveling to Notre Dame.
I have a soft spot for LSU because, man, I loved watching them when they had Burrow and Chase and Jefferson.
Yeah. Well,
they were so fun.
Death Valley.
What was the coach? There's a goofball. Just complete.
Ed Orgeron?
Yeah,
or
Orgeron.
Les Miles?
Orgeron. That's who I couldn't think of his name.
All the coaches they've had have been kind of
Orgeron's just. But to win a national, that tells you how talented that team.
Oh
is.
yeah.
Just because Orgeron won a title, that's all
100%.
We come back, we'll do a little above all roofing, true or false, live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Accidents and ailments can happen when you least expect them, but Owensboro Health is here to care for you when and where you need it. Walk right in for excellent urgent care without an appointment, or use our MyChart app to tell us you're on your way. Our expert providers are ready to treat minor cuts, rashes, bites, respiratory infections, and so much more. To find one of our 5 urgent care locations near you, visit owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
Hey y'all, it's Kelly Ann Harris with the Harris Group at Keller Williams Elite Realty. As a proud sports mom, I know what it takes to show up, stay focused, and deliver results on the field and in real estate. That's why we're offering our Guaranteed Cash Offer program. We guarantee to get your home sold or we'll buy it. For all your real estate needs, trust the Harris Group. We're always ready to go to work for you. Call us today at 270-929-5857 for the details.
Hi, it's Duke Brubaker with Champion Ford in Owensboro. The Ford Summer Sales Event is going on now, and 0% APR is back with available 0% on new 2025 Ford Mustang, Escape, Explorer, and F-150. Plus, Ford is offering $0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and 2-year, 25,000-mile premium maintenance included. Ford also announced super low lease specials on most new 2025 Ford vehicles, including Bronco and Bronco Sport. Stop by Champion today or shop in your jammies online at championowensboro.com.
It's game on every weekday from 5 to 8 in the morning with Unsportsmanlike, brought to you by Floor Concepts. Catch Evan, Canty, and Michelle breaking down the biggest stories, the boldest takes, and the realest reactions only on 102.7 The Game. Your home for ESPN Radio. Unsportsmanlike delivers the passion every true sports fan craves, brought to you by Floor Concepts, where design meets durability. It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings, 5 to 8, only on 102.7 The Game.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Travis Holtree from Foreman Watson Holtree. The most recent statistics from the Kentucky Cabinet of Transportation confirm that nearly 80% of crashes result from distracted driving and report an all-time high in the number of wrecks in the Commonwealth. If you are a victim of distracted driving, let FWH unwreck your wreck. Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. We're wasting no time. We've only got 10 minutes. It's Above All Roofing, true or false time. Go see our friends over there at Above All Roofing. I know there's still a lot of roof and siding damage, including my own.
Yep.
I'm looking forward. They did a great job with Vic's house. I'm going to start this off because on the text line, we got a message from UK super fan Jason Deal out there. Zach Calzada named to the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award watch list. So true or false, Vic? There's a real quarterback competition between him and Cutter Boley, or that's just just true or false? There is a real competition.
That's completely and totally false. I mean, they gave this guy the most money of anybody they gave in. He was the hand-picked quarterback. And here's the thing, if he gets beat out, then I got to really wonder why Stoops and his staff have a job that you missed that bad on a quarterback that you gave the most money to.
Agree, 100%. What do you got for me?
True or false? You're still picking the Mets to hold off the Reds in the wild card down to a game.
I'm still picking the Mets to hold them off.
Okay.
The Mets went through a really tough stretch. I mean, it'll be fun to revisit this one in a week because they do play the Phillies just to open the week next week. The Mets. Is this something they're coming out? Because now they've won 3 straight. So they lost like 11 of 12. Now they've won 3 straight. Is this something they're coming out of? So we'll see if that trend continues. But I have to just trust that roster more. The Reds... Go Reds. That's all I can say. Go Reds. I hate the Mets. Go Reds.
Got one for me.
Yes, I do. But true or false, the Yankees have won 4 straight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So true or false, You're back on the Yankees bandwagon, sitting at 3.5 games inside the playoffs.
I think they make the playoffs. So if you're asking if they're going to make the playoffs, that's
Yes.
true. Like,
All you gotta do is make the
Are they a
playoffs.
World
All the
Series
season.
contender? No, we won 4 straight because we played the Twins, and then we play or whoever.
gotta beat 'em, though.
I know.
Still
Or
gotta
no,
beat 'em.
so we played the Cardinals. We had the Twins first, then we had the Cardinals, and then now we got the Tampa Bay where they play in that little launching pad where we hit like 47 home runs last night.
That's all right.
True, they make the playoffs. False, they're a true World Series contender.
Fair.
True or false? We'll stay on baseball. If baseball expands, the commissioner is going to get this right by disbanding the NL and the AL and go to strictly geographical divisions.
Well, the thing I've seen, there's still an NL and an AL, and the divisions are all completely different.
Right.
And
But I'm talking about what we can think of now as AL and NL.
right, yeah, oh yeah, because the Phillies
Because it'll be
in that
it'll
realignment,
probably won't be called National League and American League. It'll probably be like the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference.
right, just like basketball.
Just like basketball.
But I mean, I hate it because you look at the Phillies, the Mets, the Yankees are in there as well. I mean,
And the Red Sox,
the Red
isn't it?
Sox, yeah, that's insane. That's loaded.
Here's the thing. I don't think you can do it this way. And here's the reason. Because baseball is based on, when you don't have a salary cap, markets. And all your biggest markets are all in the Northeast
Right.
or out west in the Southwest out there with the Dodgers or around Chicago. Like the whole middle of America gets left out. You're making all your best teams in the same division.
Plus, you lose some really key divisional rivalries. I feel like
You do.
in those.
You don't have a Cards and Cubs.
If you want to make some drastic change to baseball, cut 2 months out of the season.
No, you got to play 162 games.
I mean, I know baseball traditionalists will just kill me for that, but the season is just entirely too long. Not only that, but it stretches in the NFL where regular season NFL games are taking precedent over your World Series games. That to me, that's always been especially lately.
So what would your number be? 100?
What's that?
Would you kick out 62 games?
I would probably kick out at least 40 of them.
Okay, but now how are you paying the guys that you're paying them now because of these salaries? Because
you're
that's a
not.
lot of revenue.
Well, there's no chance of it ever happening.
Okay.
That's just, I mean, there's literally no chance of them reducing the games. It's a revenue producer.
Yeah.
They're never going to try to make less money. but true, so in that same vein, true or false,
Okay.
in this expansion we're discussing, right? So true or false, Nashville will have a franchise in
They
the next
better.
5 years.
They absolutely
They're
better.
not mentioned. It's like Portland and Charlotte.
Why would you go to Portland and Charlotte? Nashville's one of the fastest
Portland
growing
for
towns.
baseball?
They've showed you what they can do with the Predators, with the Titans. Like, why do I want to go to Charlotte? I mean, the Durham Bulls are fine. Leave it where they got there. What has ever come good out of Portland?
I know.
Name me anything. Like every team. Like, come on.
I mean, you had a good run with the Blazers with, Clyde the Glide there for a second. But no, I mean, no.
Are you going to call them the Portland
Nashville's
Antifas?
got to have one. I feel like if you want a team that's going to be supported, in a market that's just booming, and Nashville's
Yes,
an
it would be
absolute
dumb.
no-brainer.
It would be dumb. I got one for you. You got
Okay.
one? No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, today Schwarber drives in 3 more runs, right? He's batting .249. He's got 45 bombs. He's got 108 RBI. He's got an OPS of 947. Ohtani is 284, 44 homers, 83 RBIs, but he does have a higher OPS at 1.015. True or false? If the season ended today, Ohtani would be your NL MVP over.
It doesn't
Schwarber.
matter if you end today, you end tomorrow, or next year. Ohtani, until he gets banned for gambling, will probably win the MVP every year.
I was thinking
Ohtani's the MVP.
You think he is the MVP?
Yeah, they're gonna vote. No,
I mean, if you had a vote.
I mean, here's the thing.
I agree with you. I
Right.
told Chris that. He scoffed at that. I was like, no, Ohtani's
There's
a
nobody.
lock.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
he's
lot.
gonna get it.
Here's the thing. I mean, Schwarber's had a great year. I don't know. The 249 kind of makes me ill, on hitting 249.
Yeah.
But no, it's Ohtani.
Yeah, but the walks, the walks,
I know.
the walks
I
factor in
know.
there too.
I know they factor in on the OPS.
He's also got 107 runs driven in.
Well, yeah, but anymore. They don't, RBIs mean nothing because it's dictated on somebody
They
else.
don't mean nothing until you come to the plate with bases loaded with 2 outs.
I'm just
and then
telling
they mean a whole lot.
Hey,
I know.
Give me a
I
pitcher that
agree.
wins games, and people tell me wins don't matter anymore. Batting average doesn't matter. That's why we only have 10 guys hitting above 300 in baseball. True or false?
All right.
The new Dallas Cowboy documentary on Netflix will be the most watched Netflix documentary of all time.
I think it's probably true.
I think so too.
The buzz about it today is incredible. We
Dude,
and Amber
it's
are
awesome.
gonna start that tonight.
Listen. I started. I
We had to get our
remember
90-day fiance in yesterday.
I remembered it came on Tuesday at about 8:45 last night. Wham went to bed. I turned it on. I was like, I'm going to watch episode 1. I turned it off like at 1:45 in the morning because I was like, I got to get some sleep.
Man.
So that's what I thought of it. It's unbelievable.
Fair. We'll keep it. Let's keep it in the NFL. True or false? Colts made the right decision by starting Daniel Jones over Richardson.
Well, true. Richardson couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
But is Daniel Jones taking you to a Super Bowl? I guess would be my question. I mean, if you don't believe Daniel Jones taking you to the Super Bowl, don't you want to see your 4th round or your number 4 overall pick in action so you know? Like, I feel like you're just kind of prolonging the process.
Here's the thing. People keep telling me Anthony Richardson's younger than all these guys, and he is. I've watched Anthony Richardson play. I watched him in Florida. We said he was going to be a bust on the draft show. I don't need to see anymore. The guy can't play quarterback. Dude, come on.
He's not being put in a very good position to succeed.
You've got to be able to hit a receiver. Like, you can't hit the broadside of a barn. You completed 2% of your passes?
He does pull himself out of games. But
Yeah,
I hope Daniel Jones starts them all. If he does, the Vikings get a 4th round comp pick out of the deal.
True or false? It's real easy. Scotty Scheffler wins the tour championship.
True.
Who else you got to pick?
How can you bet against him at this point?
I got one more for you on the golf side. True or false? Keegan Bradley will pick himself next week for the Ryder Cup team.
True.
False.
You think it's false?
I just don't. I think if you're going to be captain, you don't need to be playing.
You think that, but do you think he will pick himself?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
All right. I kind of hope he doesn't. But true or false, the Bengals are a playoff team this year.
False. That defense is so bad. Zach Taylor is so bad. Absolutely false.
Burrow's generational, though, man.
True or false? IU is making a complete mockery of college football scheduling. For the next 6 years, they will play 0 Power 4 non-conference opponents.
All he does is win. There's a reason we Google it, right?
Yeah.
Google the
Yeah, 'cause
schedule.
you play nobody.
Google the schedule. Last thing, true or false, you were surprised to see Southwire Media Day featured in a national article.
True. Blew my mind. That was awesome.
Pretty cool, man. We'll see you at 6:30 on K-News for the Jason Morris Coaches Show, live at 5 here tomorrow.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Hultree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.
The Reds, who are looking for their 4th win in a row, will take on the Angels later tonight.